Yo, have you ever wanted to check into a hotel really bad, out in the middle of nowhere, and some creepy guy keeps looking at you? Man, you ain't never checked into the Bates Motel.
Well, a boy's best friend is his mother.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I changed the scenery up for this one a little bit. I've been working a lot, so I figured might as well do it outside when it looks beautiful with the fall foliage behind me with these nice pretty leaves. So I'm reviewing 1960's Psycho, which is celebrating its 60th anniversary this year. This movie came out September 8th, 1960, and it's still a classic, and people still love this movie. They think this is what started the slasher craze. Follows Norman Bates working at the Bates Motel, likes to lure guests in there, and those guests usually check in, but they probably ain't checking back out. This was directed by Alfred Hitchcock, and this movie is amazing. It stars Janet Leigh, and man, Anthony Perkins nails the role of Norman Bates. You got the perfect little bit of psycho, nice guy, mixed combo. It really does work. This movie focuses on Marion Crane. She was hooking up with this dude named Sam Loomis. That name might ring a bell from the beloved Halloween franchise. I think that's where John Carpenter got it from. Starring Janet Leigh, who is Jamie Lee Curtis's mother. Halloween borrowed a little bit from Psycho, but we love Halloween, so I ain't gonna hate. Follows Marion Crane. I guess it's called embezzled. She took $40,000 from the company that she was supposed to put in the bank. She took that money and fled town. I mean, 40,000 bucks back in 1960 is a lot of cash. The beginning of this movie focuses on her attempt to escape the town. Trading in her car, getting a new car. The police finding her kind of suspicious. They're suspecting her of doing something illegal. But she gets that car, and it just focuses on her playing that awesome Psycho score music throughout. I mean, the score makes this movie. So, she's escaping town. She's like a fugitive on the run. She checked into the Bates Motel. So, it kind of is... Norman Bates is the psycho, and kind of Marion Crane is the psycho in this movie. She's doing whatever it takes. She totally flipped her personality, because she wanted to start a new life and go a new direction than the day in, day out life she was living before. And now that she stole the money, she can't live with herself, the guilt. So she's kind of going psychotic as well. So it's like, we got Psycho on one side and a Psycho on the other side. And you also think that she is going to be the final girl in this movie. But as this movie goes along, and she checks into the famous Bates Motel with that famous Bates house sitting up on the hill, she soon finds out, and we soon find out, that Norman ain't all right up there in the head, and she is not the final girl in this movie. She is taken out in one of the most iconic scenes in cinema history, in horror movie history, the shower scene. The incredible music. See the shadow pull up, pulling back that curtain ever so slowly. And it's Norman Bates dressed as his mother. And the stabbing scene is amazing. You see the blood going down the drain. You see Janet Leigh, trying to block the knife. But you never see the knife penetrate the body. You never see it go into Marion Crane at all. And that's what makes that scene work. And it makes that scene amazing. The way that they're able to shoot it so that you think she's getting stabbed and you believe she's getting stabbed, but you never see a penetration wound at all. Another fun fact, this is the first movie that you ever see a flushing toilet, which is 1960. That was kind of like, ew, that's so gross. No, the poop just sits in the toilet. You don't flush it. It's real life. Nowadays, you see a million times more gross things than that. But back then, that was something crazy. Mrs. Bates is technically dead. She lives within the mind of Norman Bates now. She passed away. She was at the cemetery. But Norman's a freak and dug her corpse up and now sits it in their house and pretends that his mother is still alive. As the movie goes on, you find out that Norman actually killed his mother and her mother's lover, and he couldn't live with the guilt and couldn't live without being without his mother. So he dug her back up and made that other version of his mother in his mind that still loved him and still wanted to be with him. So he really was not all there in the head at this point. Obviously, Sam and Marion's sister, Lila, they are investigating. They don't think that Marion would do such a thing and steal the money, and they follow her footsteps. So they check into the Bates Motel as well. They want to go investigate it, see what's going on, see if Norman knows anything. They notice that Norman is acting kind of funny. He's not acting all 100% with them, which I wouldn't either, because he knows that they're on to him. So they come up with this plan. One distracts him while Sam goes up to the house and checks, or no, Sam distracts him while Lila goes up to the house and checks it out. Lila goes up there. She needs to find Norman's mother to see if she really is in that house, because they thought they saw somebody. Earlier in the movie, you got Norman and his mother having a total back and forth conversation.
No, I won't have you bringing strange young girls in for supper. By candlelight, I suppose, in the cheap erotic fashion of young men with cheap erotic minds.
Mother, please.
And then what? After supper, music, whispers?
Mother, she's just a stranger. She's hungry and it's raining out.
Mother, she's just a stranger.
He's making the voices for his mother, talking to himself, and he's just totally psycho. That's why the name of the movie is Psycho. But the mother portion is always present. The Norman portion is never there by himself. The mother always has a say in it. So the mother could be there at 100% in his mind, but Norman's only ever going to be there at least 50%, because the mother's always going to be in his mind, telling him what to do and what actions to take and persuade him to do the bad things, even if he doesn't want to do the bad things. But he took his mother to the basement. He knocked out Sam. Lila's up at the house checking, sees this mother in the basement. The iconic scene. He comes in, dun, 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 hits the lights swinging back and forth. He's down there dressed up as his mother. Norma Bates! Sam luckily comes to his senses, gets to the house, and saves Lila from Norman. And then from there, the police come in to take him into custody. Sam and Lila find out that Norman killed her sister. Norman killed the other detective that went up there, and he put Marion's car into the lake. The ending scene, they pull the car out, and you know that that's exactly where he dumped the body and where he put the car. The ending shots of this movie are just Norman sitting in the jail cell. He said he was cold, so he got a blanket, and all you hear is mother talking, saying, "You convinced them. I can never do anything like this."
They're probably watching me. Well, let them. Let them see what kind of a person I am. I'm not even going to swat that fly. I hope they are watching. They'll see.
It's the mother talking in his head instead of Norman himself, because the mother character has totally taken over. And by the way, we all go a little mad sometimes. Scream borrowed a little line from this movie, which I love Scream, so they couldn't have borrowed it from a much better movie than Psycho. I mean, one of the original slashers. It's usually the cinematography, the creepiness of the story, the creepiness of the music. It works for 1960. I don't think it would work today, but this movie is still a classic. I haven't watched it in years, so I had to give it a watch for the 60th anniversary. I had to give it a shot. It did not disappoint. It's not my kind of movie, a little bit too slow pace for me, but for Psycho, honestly, I'd have to give it a 3 out of 5. I know you're going to criticize me. It's a perfect movie. I get it. But for me personally, it's a 3 out of 5. Like all the things I said before, Norman Bates himself, the music, the atmosphere, the hotel, the Bates house. That's all I got to say about Psycho. So hopefully you guys liked the video. Hopefully you will subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. And by the way, this one was dedicated to one of my subscribers, Jason. Hopefully you watched till the end, because this one was for you, my man. I know you've been waiting for it. You like them old classic movies, so I guess I'll try to do it for you more often. But like I said, hopefully you like what you see and get all this mediocre content. Look, out in the world right here, with the fall leaves, it's a beautiful fall day. Keep checking me out, and I'm going to keep pumping out the mediocre content, baby. Have yourself a scary day.